Hello, my name's Kerry Lewis and I'm a member of the MrBruff.com writing team. Today I'm going to talk about spelling rules with plural words. First, some key vocabulary. Singular means one, so penguin is a singular word. Plural means more than one, so penguins is a plural word. And most plural words end with an S, so we call them regular plural words. You need to understand vowels and consonants in order to understand the spelling rules that we're going to look at today. Here's the alphabet. The vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and the consonants are the other letters of the alphabet. We didn't always used to add an S to a word to make it plural. In Old English we used to have different plural words and people had to learn them. Today we call them irregular plural words because they don't end with an S. For example, men, women, and children. Other words are the same if they're singular or plural, and they're also called irregular. For example, one deer, one sheep, two sheep. Fish is interesting because this has two different plural forms and the meaning is slightly different. If we're talking about the same type of fish, we'll say they are fish. If we're talking about different types of fish, we say they are fishes. So, when did we start to use the S with plural words? We began to do this when the Vikings invaded and settled in England in the 8th century. They spoke Norse and they used Norse grammar rules, adding an S to Old English words to make them plural. This way, they didn't have to learn all those new plural words. They married English women, had children, and people continued down the generations to use the S to make words plural. Irregular words like men, women and children were used so much that they stayed the same, and that's why we have them today. Sometimes we have to tweak words when we add an S to make them plural. Let's look at some examples. When a word ends with a consonant and a Y, like story, the Y changes to an I and then we add ES. This isn't to be confused with stories, as in the floors of a building, because it's not consonant Y, it's vowel Y, and that's why we add the S as normal. When a word ends with ch, s, sh and x sounds, then we add ES to each of them to make them plural. And it's a very practical reason. It's very difficult to say which, glass, wish, and so on. So we need that E there in order to pronounce it more easily. When a word ends with an F, the F changes to a V and we add ES. When a word ends with FE, we change the F to a V, keep the E and add S. Finally, when a word ends with Z, as in quiz, we double the final Z and add ES. I call the next set of words interesting plurals. Let's have a look at them. The first is the plural form of crocus. It's croci because it's of Greek origin, but many people today say crocuses, and that's fine. In fact, it's far more popular. It's the same with the plural of hippopotamus. You can say hippopotami or hippopotamuses. You might have learnt when you were in school that if a word ends with O, you add ES to make it plural. For example, tomatoes. This is correct, but unfortunately there are lots of words that don't follow this rule, like kilos, pianos, biros. There's no way of knowing whether you add ES or simply S, and unfortunately you just have to learn the spellings of those words. Finally, there are one or two words which end with F, like hoof, that have two plural forms. Here we can see that the F is still there and an S has been added, and here the F changes to a V and we have ES. It's not every word that ends in F, by the way, it's only one or two, so if you're unsure, I would recommend looking it up. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to buy a copy of Mr. Bruff's Guide to Grammar, I've put the link in the description below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the next video.